this I say that the covenant that was confirmed before God in Christ, the law, which was 430 years after, cannot, it's annual, that it still makes the promise of non-effect.
So, from your understanding, what does that mean?
Right here, actually, let's skip down to 18.
Yes.
For if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more a promise, but God gave it to Abraham by promise. So that part, assuming we're talking about the original law, you're not going to get, you're not going to get that promise, that promise of the law anymore.
Okay. So, by Christians' breakdown of that, that means that I can murder you right here and still get the kingdom of heaven. What about I can steal from you? I can rape. Well, I can do anything I want. I can break all of the laws now because the laws are done away with. You don't have to do that no more because Christ did it. Right? That's their knowledge of it. But in verse 17, I'm going to give you the brief understanding of it. It says the covenant, the law came 430 years after the promise, right? What came after 430 years that Moses introduced?
The Ten Commandments?
Was thou shalt not kill prior to Moses?
It shows that of man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God made every man.
That's thou shalt not kill in Genesis before Moses. So the Ten Commandments wasn't introduced with Moses. It was reintroduced to the children of Israel through Moses. And what came with that was the sacrificial law. Because that's what came after the promise. Sacrificial law. So now, what he's saying in Galatians, because if you read verse 1, that'll give you the context. In Galatians 3:1, it says, "Oh, foolish Galatians, who hath bewitched you to do what? To go to animal sacrifice." Because they were being taught that if they didn't sacrifice after the manner of Moses, then they couldn't be saved. Well, what does that mean? Circumcised, after the manner of Moses, then they couldn't be saved. What does that mean? On the 8th day, you had to get circumcised and you had to do a sacrifice. If you're 32 years old and you're hearing about Christ, can you keep that law? How long ago were you 8 days old?
Oh, yeah.
Can you go back in time and keep that law? No. So you can't get salvation if you follow the law of Moses and animal sacrifice. That's all Christ did away with. That's all Paul is saying. He's saying if you're going back to animal sacrifice, guess what? You're going back to something that was predated by the promise that you would get the kingdom of heaven. The promise of Christ. The prophecy about Christ coming